Bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about bros and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes, facts,
Boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Grab Bag.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the marvelous man wonder,
Marvelous
Mr.
Man
Mike.
Wonder now.
I'm just each week, I'm just going to try to add to it to see.
You know, they do that in comics a lot, right?
Yes.
Add a superlative to
They do.
somebody's name.
To make it. And so we've added Man Wonder, and that's just kind of stuck.
Sure.
So kind of like how Batman's the Dark Knight, like, and it sticks, but then there's also like sub nicknames that he has too.
Sure.
So the Marvelous in front is going to be kind of
Sub nicknames they call.
I don't know.
What do you mean?
I don't know if that's what they call them. That's what I called it. Okay, like Superman is. I'm trying to think what his main nickname
Man
would
of
be.
Steel.
There you go. Man of Steel is 1A.
The boy from Krypton or whatever. Didn't they call him Last Son of Krypton?
Last Son of Krypton.
Yeah.
Man of Tomorrow. Like those are all kind of like, I would say like sub nicknames. You know what I mean? Like Man of Steel is like your big one, and the other ones are kind of sub nicknames. There's got to be like a name for that. I just don't know what the name is.
For Batman?
No. I'm just saying for the word sub nickname. I know that's not right.
Gotcha. I don't know. But I'm trying to think of the ones that they call, I guess, Dark Knight.
Dark Knight's the main one.
Batman.
There's
Jeff.
Yeah.
Don't they call him Jeff sometimes?
That was there was that one run in the I think 83.
Sure.
We don't talk about the 83 year. The Jeff years of Batman. Or the year.
I am Jeff.
Alfred.
Dark as night. I am Jeff.
Oh man.
You know we need another Batman movie.
We just had one.
I know, we need another one.
What? Really?
I want another one. Yeah. Give me another Batman movie.
Dude, see, my wife watched it and she's like,
Did she like it?
I had to break it down.
Oh, it was too long.
Yeah, it was too long. I had to break it. I don't know if I talked about this. I had to break it down into into digestible parts.
Three viewing sections?
Yeah, that's what I did. And so in my head, because I'm such an awesome husband.
Sure.
I thought about it like how the story unfolds, and usually it follows like a 3-act structure. So I kind of know where everything's going.
Yeah.
So I purposely broke it up, and I like stopped in places to like build suspense like it was a TV show. And then the next night we watched like the next episode. So remember how they released like the Snyder cut as like 4 episodes? I just did that with the Batman movie for her.
That's a great way to introduce someone to that world.
It is. But when
small digestible pieces.
We got done with it, and she said that it was good, but it felt too like it was too real. Yeah. She needed something more light and fluffy. And I realized those people are out there who aren't necessarily going to be into that, but people who love Batman will always be into Batman.
Yeah.
I still feel like we are due for comic book just kind of oversaturation in media at some point, right?
Yes. I think that we're very close. There's so much of it at this point. And when you start talking about She-Hulk and all those things. By the way, if no one has guessed, we don't really have a subject.
Oh
this week.
No, I was gonna just see how long we could go without saying it. So this is a first for it. The show I had, and I'll go ahead and tell you a bit about the story because it'll explain why you won't hear this episode. I teased Neptina the last episode we did, and I got it, and I started reading it,
right,
and it was just kind of boring. I felt like,
you said it was just. I
had a hard time getting through it, and I was just like, this just doesn't. It seems like I'd be forcing it, and if I couldn't get into it, how am I going to be able to get Mike into it? So I got here and I said, Mike,
I'm a tough audience.
Yeah. And I was like, so Mike, let's go from the hip as the wait, what do you shoot
That's
from
what
the
the
hip?
kids say. Shoot from the hip, boy.
Shoot from the hip, as the kids say.
All those kids.
So that's what we're doing here. So we just are gonna just keep it kind of comic book related, but you just get the conversations that you left from Mike.
I've got a question for you. This Werewolf by Night thing.
Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Do you know anything about it? Because I don't know anything.
I don't know anything about it either.
Okay.
This is funny because it ties into when we talked about how close are we getting to.
Sure. Yeah, saturation, oversaturation.
Yeah. So, I know that at one point in time, I read a rumor that Blade might debut with something to do with Werewolf by Night.
Yeah.
Just because it's Halloween. I guess it's spooky in a sense, so they have it as Halloween theme. But last thing I saw was that Blade isn't going to, it's delayed. So aside from that, I don't really know much about it.
A comic book movie is delayed?
I know, shocker.
What?
Yeah. So I really don't know about it.
Huh.
It's great. This is also probably going to be a great podcast because I feel fine. I'm just kind of congested and my voice is trying to die on me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's cool.
But
this has all the
makings
of a great
for
podcast.
You know what?
Great
If
audio
you made
adventure.
Hey, if you want to skip this one,
no, don't.
Okay,
Don't skip.
Don't.
We got a surprise for you at the end.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be big.
It's a big one.
Damn it! I think I oversold it a bit.
It's gonna be huge. It's huge.
Or it could just be okay.
We have the best. We have the best words.
The best words.
It's gonna be huge.
Something comic book related that I have for you.
Yeah.
That I was debating if we were going to do it, and then we decided not to do, or I just decided not to do like scary things for October, so I put it on the back burner.
It is October, isn't it?
It is. You know what was released? I think last week was issue 1. I don't know if it's
quick tip for Halloween. Okay.
Yeah.
You have to invite them in. They can't just come in.
That's true.
You have to invite them in.
Vampires or kids?
Trick-or-treaters, vampires. They're all the same thing. Yeah.
That works also for Halloween.
Chocolate vampires.
And house guests in general.
They're chocolate vampires.
There are never any chocolate vampire things.
No, there's really not, are there?
They're like, there's, I'm thinking of like candies and stuff because they try to put those in shapes now. Like you see pumpkins, but.
I hate the pumpkins. Like the Reese's pumpkins, they don't taste right.
They don't.
They taste weird.
They do.
It's the ratio. You throw off the ratio. The finest Reese's ratio that has ever been assembled by man are the mini ones.
Oh, really?
The mini ones are the number one best thing that Reese's has ever produced.
I feel like the chocolate is different. I don't know, like
in
it tastes different. No. And like the pumpkins and the eggs and stuff.
Yeah, it sucks.
It does. And I always forget and I get excited because I love
awful.
Reese's.
They're awful.
And I'm like, oh yeah. And then I eat one and I'm like, oh yeah. I remember.
Yeah, it's gross.
Yeah.
Candy in general is kind of gross these days. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
Like candy's not great. Like I'll eat a bunch of it, but it's not great.
Well, like it's nothing. There's nothing new that's good. You notice that too?
Yeah.
Like I can't remember like everything.
That's why we need another Batman movie.
That I was trying to figure out how we got.
You were trying to get it. Yeah.
Oh man. I'm not going to talk about snacks. I remember you got me off on this tangent, but so what came out last week? They released here. Let me pull it up because I don't want to butcher the name of it, but they released a new Sergeant Rock series. Yes, they did.
Is it? You talking comic book?
It is
series?
a comic book series right now.
Okay.
And when I tell you about this, we're going to do it.
Am I going to like it or not?
You're going to love it.
Really?
When I explain it to you.
Okay.
But I'll just go ahead and let you know.
Yeah.
Because we've talked about it before that Sergeant Rock was your favorite comic growing up.
Yeah, I loved it. Yeah.
So what if I told you that I'm going to wait till it's done and I'm going to read the whole thing then of Sergeant Rock versus the Army of the Dead?
Oh, yeah. I like that.
Written by Bruce Campbell.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, yeah. I'll take that
See?
all day. Yeah.
See, are you kind of into this now?
Oh, F yeah.
So I saw that, and as soon as I saw that, I like made note of it.
Yeah. Oh no, that sounds wonderful.
So it came out last week, but yeah. So Bruce Campbell's writing it. Here, I'm gonna pull up a cover just so you can kind of see. I mean, obviously it's a newer kind of, but it's one of 6. So there's 6 issues gonna come out of that.
Oh yeah, man, I love that art. That art is great. Oh,
so I know that. I know the first issue, just kind of like what it's about and stuff. And so
that gives me like the after a long pee shivers.
Oh, okay, good. Good. I have something then that we can be excited to talk about.
Yeah, that's a good one, man.
I also found this list. I don't know how true it is, so I'm going to say that first at the beginning of this, that these could all be fake.
Just don't tell them.
Oh,
It's fine.
Well, I'm just trying to cover our.
They don't care.
Okay. I thought we could discuss. I found this interesting article of odd but true comic book facts.
Wonderful. Are you
from I'll credit where it's from, obviously.
Yeah, sure.
NitoRama.com.
NitoRama, yeah, right. That's where I go.
And it's from 2014.
Fantastic.
So internet was in its infancy.
That is my sweet spot. NitoRama 2014. Yep.
But I thought we could discuss some of these. Like, okay, I think I've heard this one before. What is that? Yeah. I think I've heard this one.
Yeah, sure.
That Michael Jackson wanted to play Spider-Man in a movie so badly he tried to buy Marvel Comics in the 90s. I believe that, though, because I've heard that he really wanted to play Jar Jar Binks, too. And George Lucas told him no. Okay,
that makes so much sense. Jar Jar Binks is so gross.
I think we've talked about this before.
My wife yells at me about it, though. She's like, why are you hating on it so much?
On
it
Jar
doesn't
Jar?
matter. It doesn't matter. I'm like, man, come on. It sucks.
Oh, come on. You don't like Jar Jar?
Me?
Oh, no?
Jesus, no. No, this stuff sucks.
Oh, you know how much effort that took.
Pod Racers, Jar Jar.
The video game's fun.
Going underwater, all that crap. Nope. No, thank you.
So which do you hate more, the prequels or the sequels? If we consider, obviously, the series, 4, 5, and 6, the original.
Oh, prequels, 1,000%. I'll watch those sequels all day long.
Okay.
Don't mind them a bit.
You don't mind the new ones at all?
There's nothing stupid in them.
All right, fair
you
enough.
know, there's no Jar Jar in them. I mean, that freaking ruined the whole thing for me. That and the Guabo guy or whatever.
Oh,
your pots are in.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, come on.
All right, fair enough.
It's just gross.
I think we talked about this before too, but the Incredible Hulk was originally gray.
Really?
But Marvel changed him to green after problems with ink in their presses.
They had problem with gray ink?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. But not green. How weird.
I'd heard that one before.
That is an odd thing.
There are over 20 types of kryptonite. I didn't know about this one. And I believe it's an early 2000s story, just so you can place it.
Yeah.
There is pink kryptonite that gives Superman gay tendencies as well.
Really?
That's an actual thing, yes.
Oh, boy.
They felt the need
That's neat.
to make that a thing. And it's like, it's as cringe as
what
you
even
think it would
that
be.
Off? You know,
I tried to say it was the early 2000s, meaning people made a lot of bad mistakes.
But that's what I'm saying. I mean, what is it like? What even does that? You know, what even? I just don't. I don't.
Oh,
understand.
hey, one of the odd facts on here is a comic we covered.
Okay.
Superman once had his mind controlled by a villain named Sleaze who tricked him into recording a sex tape.
Heck yeah.
We talked about that.
Sleaze.
If you want to hear that, you can go back and listen to episode, I don't remember what it is, but it's Action Comics 586 of Superman and My Wife. That was a good one. That was funny.
Superman and My Wife.
Oh, so man. An issue of Wolverine. Oh, no. Never mind.
Oh, come on.
Well, an issue of Wolverine was once released with an ethnic slur printed in it.
Oh, no.
When the letterer of the book misread the word killer. Just, yeah.
Killer?
That's what it says. That seems like a flimsy kind of excuse, but.
Huh. Okay.
In the 1970s, Captain America witnessed Richard Nixon committing suicide after the Watergate scandal. What?
Wait, what?
I gotta find. Oh, I came across, just because I'll forget if I don't tell you now.
Yeah.
There's also like a comic book they made in the 80s called like Reagan's Rowdies. It's like a group of people who like fight crime for Ronald Reagan and stuff.
Neat.
Yeah, there's some of those stuff. I'm gonna have to look into that
Ronald
one.
Reagan.
Yeah. Clark Kent compresses his spine while in disguise so he'll appear shorter than Superman.
Wait, what did he do as Richard Nixon? I don't understand.
No, it says Captain America witnessed Richard Nixon committing suicide after the Watergate scandal.
I thought you said went as, and I was like,
he dressed up.
What? He dressed
No,
like
I guess they're
Nixon
saying
and
they
committed
wrote that
suicide?
into the
What?
comics, which is weird. Oh, hey, another one we covered. This is kind of cool when you see this. Marvel once collaborated on a Spider-Man comic with Planned Parenthood.
Oh, yeah.
That discouraged teens
definitely.
from having unprotected sex.
Yeah.
I'm starting to realize we cover a lot of cool stuff.
We
Okay,
actually
cool,
do.
but like, interesting.
Well, stupid. Yeah.
It's fun. We could cover a lot of fun stuff. Did you also see the new, this isn't on here, the new announcement for Deadpool 3?
I did see that. I'm very excited about that.
I am too.
I have been watching that Welcome to Wrexham.
Yes. Is it good?
Yeah, it is good. And it's made me think of those two guys in a different way for the most part. They're very funny guys, both of them. But they come across as genuinely nice guys also.
I like that when you see that about.
I don't know if it's the way it's edited or whatever, but they just come across as genuinely good people.
Yeah.
Anyway, I cheer for any kind of Deadpool, whatever. That's
for
great.
sure. Yeah.
The only thing I worry about is the aging of this thing. It takes so long to make these movies.
Yeah, because it's not going to come out till 2024.
Right. It just takes so friggin' long. Then you start worrying about the aging and all that stuff.
Yeah, I think that obviously this is the last time we see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine then, for sure.
Yeah.
Because he already said before that he wouldn't come back and do it. And I still think that holds true. I think that this is something, because I feel like he and Ryan Reynolds, I could be wrong, I don't know. But I feel like they're friends. Like, I feel like they're very friendly with one another. Yeah, they're really good friends and stuff.
That whole battle between them is all.
Yeah. And I think they have an absolute blast together.
Yeah.
So I feel like when the opportunity came up, like that was something they probably wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when it came up, Hugh was like, all right, I'll do it again for this. Like, because we talked about it.
I think Ryan Reynolds just said, hey, Marvel, let's do this. And they went, okay, great. And Jackman said, hey, how about if I'm in? Okay, great. I think that's how those negotiations went.
Dude, it's just.
Because he can do anything he wants.
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds.
And I know, like, again, we talked about just burnout from all of it, but there's still some properties that no matter how much burnout we have, it's like I've stopped watching a lot of.
That's one of them.
Oh, that all, yeah. But like I've stopped watching a lot of the other superhero stuff because even for me, it's too much.
Lot.
It is a lot.
Yeah.
So we're to a point now where just like comic books themselves, you can specialize in the type of just superhero mediums you want to connect with. So for me, it's what I've broken it down to. The Boys.
Yeah.
It's Batman movies, which they need to make another one of.
Sure.
We've come to the.
Yep.
Anything that Deadpool.
Yeah.
And then like from there, like it's just got to come and if anything James Gunn does, I'll go ahead and watch.
Oh yeah.
Because it's,
because it's him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's all been good.
They're going to season 2 of Peacemaker. Going to watch that.
Yep.
Like the things like that I'm stoked for.
Sure.
But it's not, I don't get excited for everything.
Have you been watching She-Hulk?
No. And that's the thing is it took other characters I didn't care as much about to get to some of these characters. Like for me to give, I'm marveled out at this time. And like, I'd love to give it a shot because I love everybody in the show and stuff, the cast, but I'm just, it's like, I'm exhausted from all of it.
Yeah.
So
there's a lot. Yeah. You feel like something else is going to take its place. Like it's had a great run, what's the next big franchise thing? It seems like there's going to be something else, and I'll be damned if it's Avatar. Please don't let it be Avatar.
I don't think it's going to be. I think you want to talk about aging. I think those things take forever.
Gosh.
And
my wife likes that movie.
I don't enjoy.
Smurfs.
Yeah. It's basically, I watched the movie you're not going to believe me on this. I watched the movie like 10, 15 years before it came out as an animated movie called Fern Gully.
Sure.
So
that's right. Yeah.
That's all. And you just added special effects essentially.
Yeah. All the CGI, it's too much CGI. That's why I have not started She-Hulk yet, because when I see her in the previews, I'm like, doesn't even look like they're trying at this point.
Well, that's the thing.
Like, even the Hulk is a little rough for me.
Yeah, well, because Marvel has, or Disney, whoever has ordered all these projects, and they have so much, their team is spread out so thin now that, I think you're starting to see that it affects things here and there.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just too much CGI for me. That's why I don't like Jar Jar. It's why, not only that, but the stupidity of it, but it's too much CGI. I just can't take an entirely CGI movie. It just feels like it has no soul to me. I would much rather see some shitty practical effects, than CGI after CGI after CGI.
Oh, I gotcha.
Yeah. And the CGI, honestly, is the reason that some of these things take so long.
Yeah.
In the 70s, you could throw all kinds of crap at the screen and you'd have a sequel in another year or two. Yeah.
How many times do you see, like, when you go back and look at old movies, like you said, the sequel come out like the very next year. Mm-hmm. It took them.
Usually it was a year to 2 years afterwards. Well, look at the Star Wars. It was what, 2 years?
Yeah, it's what,
after
77, 79, 81. Yeah, I think something like that. I could be off.
I don't know. I think it's a little longer than that, but still, it wasn't much.
Maybe it's 79, 81, 83. I don't know. Whatever. It's something like that. I'm close.
I think Jaws 2 came out maybe 3 years after the first one. It was pretty close.
And now we're looking at, I'm trying to think when Deadpool 2 came out to Deadpool 3. No, just comparison.
Yeah, it was a long time. Yeah, a long time.
I'm going to say, I don't really remember. I'm going to say 2020 at the most recent. So that's still going to be 4 years. I think it is too.
Yeah. I think you're looking at like 2019, 2018.
So, we're talking about a 5-year gap between movies.
Yeah, and it loses some of its
steam in that
magic.
Time?
Yeah, steam, magic.
Well, what you have to do is you have to get yourself amped, like for teaser trailers to hold you over and stuff like that. I'm sorry.
Deadpool 1 was 2016. Deadpool 2 was 2018.
So those were quick.
And Deadpool 3, 2024. So 6 years.
But just to, I guess, it's not like their fault. We went through also Disney buying Fox and everything in there too.
I don't care.
Well, I'm just explaining.
Make a movie.
I'm just saying shit.
Whatever.
Oh. I'm just trying to explain.
I know you are, and I understand what you're saying, and it's not against you.
No, I know.
I'm just saying, I'm tired of
excuses.
Billionaires telling me that they can't make a movie because of this or that or whatever. Just freaking make the movies, man.
Yeah.
Obviously, people will go see them. They'll go back to the theater if you stop producing crap. Yeah. Anyway, that's a whole thing.
I gotcha.
What about Andor? The Star Wars.
I haven't watched any.
No,
I haven't watched any of the Star Wars stuff.
Really?
I still have not seen an episode of Mandalorian, and I'm not saying that to be like some kind of I kept meaning to. It's just then there got to be so much Star Wars stuff that I kind of felt a little, just kind of.
It's a lot, man.
Overwhelmed on.
It's a lot of stuff.
Oh, you know what? I'll go ahead so we just don't sit here and ramble forever.
Sure.
To just kill people's eardrums. I will end this, I think, on an interesting conversation.
Okay.
Of how I figured out how a comic book character got their name.
Okay, great.
And it is nautical related, actually. Sweet.
Nautical related.
We're going to kind of stay on theme to close it out. This is the big surprise.
Yep.
There, aren't you glad you waited for this?
It's fantastic.
You're actually.
I was going to take my pants off. That was going to be the big surprise, but it's an audio medium. I keep forgetting. I'm sorry.
I mean, you could still do it.
I don't want to.
Okay.
No, spoiled it now.
Damn it. So, when it came to, you obviously know Namor the Submariner.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
When it came to naming him,
why is Subway not involved in that?
Because they weren't around when he was created.
Well, I'm saying they should have a Namor the Sub.
I'll tell you one thing. His first appearance in comics, public domain.
Really? Huh.
Because at the time, Timely Comics did not go and get it copyrighted before they printed it.
Was that before Fish Boy over at DC? Aquaman?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
Wow.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty sure Namor's first.
Yeah.
It's both 39, I think. No, Namor might be 37. See, I'm just going off the top of my head. It's in that range.
There's
but
a lot up in there, isn't there?
A lot of just random, useless stuff.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me the other day, hey, do you remember such and such cartoon? And I sang the theme song to them.
Wow, yeah.
Why is that still up there, though?
What was it? See, now you can't remember that.
Now I can't remember.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But if you brought up, it'd be there. But
Namor is about 3 years older than Aquaman.
Okay.
He was created by artist Paul Norris and writer-editor Mort Weisinger.
Okay.
And first seen in More Fun Comics.
Yes.
1941.
41. Okay, I'm off. I'm thinking Batman. And okay.
Yep.
So 41. But yeah, so the first one's public domain because they didn't get it copyrighted. But
wow.
Paul there, the writer, wanted a unique name for the character for the Submariner, but also something that sounded regal. Have you ever realized what Namor backwards spells?
Roman?
That's all it is. He was just like, oh, I also want him to sound like regal, like he's, like he's a Roman. Oh, I'll just flip that.
Wow.
That's all it is, kind of really.
Well,
also, though,
Aquaman backwards is Namaquaquac.
Yeah.
So
see, boom.
Doesn't have quite the same.
Also, what they did though after the public domain appearance of Namor, is they like changed a lot of the backstory about the character, and so like they own their version of it.
Right. You know, the one thing I will say about Namor versus Aquaman is you don't have to change a lot of Namor to make him cool.
Yeah,
you understand what I'm saying? Like Namor is a weird looking dude, right? But he's got a very comic booky type. I can see him translating to a movie a lot easier. The Black Panther one. I'm just saying, look what they had to do to Aquaman to make him cool. You know,
I get that.
Jason Momoa and the whole, because Aquaman has never looked like that.
No, that's true. But as Aquaman, like Jason Momoa makes Aquaman look like a badass.
Right. But I'm saying that is a complete change of a character.
I mean, they kind of wrote him in the comics like that they made the change in the comics for the same thing though.
It was
like they wanted him to look like a more barrel chested and just bigger, like tough guy. I will say one thing in that instance though, is I think Aquaman is at least cooler in the fact that he can talk to animals.
He talks to fish, man.
Namor can't do that. All Namor can do is swim really fast.
What do you want to do talking to fish? What are you going to ask the fish to do?
I'm just saying, you get fish to do a lot.
Can they?
Yeah.
Like what?
What do you want fish to do? Bet you they can do it. Throw anything out there. I'll explain to you how fish can do it.
You don't know. Let's see.
You ever seen that movie, the other guys with Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell? Yeah. You remember the tuna scene in there?
I don't.
Okay. It's my favorite scene from the movie. I think it's just okay, aside from that. But it's where he tells him that he's a lion and he's going to eat him. Like he's just a stupid tuna.
Right. And
Will Ferrell basically tells him that, but I'll go back and I'll get my, tuna brothers, like all 1,000 of the, and we'll build like breathing apparatuses and we'll land. You haven't seen, dude.
I don't remember it. No.
Either way, all that nothingness just to say, I think talking to animals could still be cool.
So
you get stuff done.
You think Aquaman is cooler than Namor?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. I
mean, he's not cooler than a lot of other people.
Yeah.
At the same time, like Namor is cooler than a lot of other characters still.
You've got just thinking about Aquaman.
Okay.
Justice League, right?
Yeah.
Stand them all next to each other.
Okay.
Right? You got Batman.
I can tell you who my least favorite one is, which will be a shocker.
Batman's the coolest thing ever, right?
As I said before the show, Hundo P.
You've got Superman, who I wouldn't say is cool, but
he is like
he's the epitome of a superhero.
Yep.
Right? You've got Wonder Woman. She's cool, honestly, and always has been.
And she's
got an invisible freaking jet.
That's true. And she is like just she's a
badass.
Exactly.
Yeah. You got Flash, right?
Mm.
He's super fast. I think he's okay.
Yeah,
right?
you can find uses for
absolutely.
Green Lantern.
Okay, that's a whole different thing. You know
I
how I feel about
like
Green
for you
Lantern.
to get to that.
Sucks.
Man.
I don't know why. I honestly can't tell you why I hate Green Lantern so much. I just don't like him.
I bought it at there we go. My voice is back a little bit.
Good.
I bought it at, they have like the Friends of the Library sales.
Yeah, sure.
I got 2 collections. It's like there's a set of 4 of them, and I got collection 2 and 3 of like Green Lantern, and it collects like when he started his first like the Green Lantern 1 on. So I have like Green Lantern 5 and like the Green Arrow, like the story it tells. And I've wanted so bad.
There's a reason that was for sale at the library.
I got it for like 50 cents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I've always wanted to read them and just surprise you one time with the Green Lantern story, because I know you would hate it so much.
I would be happy to talk about Green Lantern, but I wouldn't. You're not changing my mind.
Who do you dislike more than now that we're standing the Justice League up beside each other?
I don't like Cyborg at all.
Is he your least favorite out of them?
I think he's probably my least favorite.
You want to know who my least favorite out of them?
Who?
Martian Manhunter.
Oh, well, that's a whole different. Now you're getting off Justice League 2.0, 3.0.
Okay,
that kind of thing.
We're not putting him in that.
No.
Okay,
I'm talking like movie version of.
Oh, okay, the movie version of it.
Yeah.
Then my least favorite character out of them.
Cyborg's a weak character.
I don't think
When you line those people up, Cyborg is like what?
He fits more with the Teen Titans than he does
absolutely.
Justice League.
100%.
Yeah. No. So as the Teen Titans for sure. Okay.
But next to him would be Aquaman. And that's
yeah, but then it would be
actual
Flash.
Aquaman, not Jason Momoa Aquaman.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, Aquaman, a lot of my recollection of Aquaman and that kind of stuff comes from Super Friends.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
and
no, he was
a super big dork in Super Friends. I would go with Gleek before I would go with Aquaman. Wasn't that the name of the monkey?
I think
Gleek?
so.
Yeah. What were their names?
Gleek. The Wonder Twins?
Yeah. What were their names?
Are they the Wonder Twins?
Yeah.
They're working on a show. Have we talked about that?
They canceled it.
Already? Oh, was that one of the Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
They canceled a lot of stuff.
Which is probably good.
Yeah.
You don't need that.
Well,
no one needs that.
Here's the thing I don't get is like they canceled a whole ass Batgirl movie.
Yeah.
But yet everything going on with Ezra Miller, I guess maybe they've put in just too much money into that.
Well, they said he did some reshoots. Like it's a few days ago.
He did?
Like, did they find him somewhere?
Oh, I thought he said that there haven't been any reshoots.
Oh, I thought they said they did. It is Zan and Jaina.
Oh, that's
the
names?
Wonder Twins. Zan and Jaina. Yeah.
All right, let's look up Ezra Miller here real quick.
So why do you hate Martian
Manhunter?
Marvin the Martian.
I don't hate him. I've just never been big on like once we get out to space. It is Gleek. Okay.
Gleek. Yeah.
I never understood why he had hair and like a hairstyle.
Gleek?
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that. That's some actual like.
Oh, that is kind of cool.
Gleek's a badass coming after people. I'm just looking at Gleek art now.
I don't remember what I was saying
That's
at
what
all.
This show does to me.
Gleek art?
Start looking at Gleek art.
I think we need to go ahead and close it down then before we get off. So.
Well, okay.
Well, no. Oh, okay.
That's fun. Whatever. Hey, do you remember those two?
Yes.
It was like Wendy and...
Oh, that they were just like the super pals or whatever?
And that dog, like the dog
like,
that...
They didn't have any powers, did they? Or they were just basic stuff? It was when they got...
Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog.
Wonder Dog.
Yeah.
It was kind of like they would split then adventures, right? And so like you'd have the actual comic book characters on one and they'd be on like a side quest.
Here's what the Wikipedia says. Wendy, Marvin, and Wonder Dog did not have superpowers, so they often did not add much to the story progression.
Hundo P.
Oh, these poor guys. It says they were dropped after the show's first season. Wendy and Marvin were replaced in 1977 series, the all-new Super Friends Hour, with the Wonder Twins. So those two were just in it the first season, and then the Wonder Twins came in.
So the Wonder Twins were created for the show.
The Wonder Twins, yes.
Oh,
yes.
So it's like a less cool Harley Quinn then.
Extraterrestrial twins with the power to transform into animals in water. Wonder Dog's comedy relief role was filled by the Wonder Twins' pet monkey, Gleek.
All right. Yeah. So it's essentially a less cool Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
Because Harley Quinn was created for the animated series. Mm-hmm. And then she wound up in comics. Mm-hmm. I mean, I assume that the Wonder Twins have comics. I've never looked.
Wonder Twin comics?
You have to have them by now. Come on, during when, like, they at least appeared in, like, Justice League comics in, like, the 70s and 80s, I'm sure.
The all-new Super Friends Hour, and then appeared in the world's greatest Super Friends, and Super Friends, the legendary Superpower Show. What a name for a show. Super Friends, the legendary Superpower Show.
Yeah.
Siblings from the planet Exor, also spelt Exor, who were being informally trained by the superheroes. Unlike their predecessors, Wendy Harris and Marvin White, this pair was able to participate in combat with abilities of their own. Hanna-Barbera animator Derek McNeil recalls the twins were created by Norman Maurer, the Super Friends series developer story editor. They were originally called Dick and Jane, and their sidekick was Mighty Monkey, before finally becoming Zan, Jaina, and Gleek.
I like the latter better.
Can you imagine being in that meeting where you're like, well, I mean, Mighty Monkey or Gleek? Which do we go with? Because that was a meeting, right? It had to be a meeting where somebody was like, Mighty Monkey sounds good, but I don't know. Gleek is kind of mysterious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then let's see. The names Zan and Jaina derived from the Edgar Rice Burroughs characters Tarzan and his romantic interest Jane. Originally, Zan, Dick, had plastic man powers, and Jaina, Jane, could transform into anything, not just animals, but they were scaled back to their present powers as it made the other Super Friends, even Superman, seem almost superfluous. Huh.
There you go.
Isn't that something?
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
And
there you go.
She was based on the animation of Spock from Star Trek.
Oh, I kind of get that.
And the twins' personalities were heavily based on Donnie and Marie Osmond.
Oh. I get that too.
Yeah, I get all that. I tell you what, man, Super Friends, it made a big deal. It made a big impact in my life. Like it came on at the right time, right? I remember Superman teaching me how to get stuff out of my eye. There were always.
Was that really a thing?
Yeah. So right in the commercial breaks, they would give you like life tips,
PSA kind of stuff.
Yeah. It was either Superman or it was Wonder Woman. One or the other told me to pull my eyelid down over the other one, and it would get stuff out of my eye.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I never did.
You pull the one eyelid. That? Yes, absolutely. 100 million times in my life. Yes.
But what if it's on the bottom lid? Like
you're
that,
screwed.
you just do
you're
like
But like, if you ever get like an eyelash in your eye, try doing that. It'll take care of it.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. They told me
Thanks,
some
Superman
incredible things.
And or Wonder Woman.
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
The thing that I love is in some of the old DC comics, they use them to sell like whoever the sponsor is at the time. So there's like single comic like Hostess pie ads where like the Joker and Penguin and Two-Face are like leaving a store like bundles.
It's always Hostess
full of pies
though, wasn't it? The Hostess was big.
And like they stop them, but like, it's like Batman and Superman are like laughing as they're like holding a pie and like about to eat it.
Hostess comic book ads. I'm sorry, we're getting off to a thing.
I
know you wanted to wrap this up.
No, that's fine. I didn't know we were going to this route, but it's worth it. Yeah.
Oh, and of course the first one's Green Lantern, of course. Spider-Man. I do remember these, dude. The Spider-Man with the fruit pies.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe.
Oh yeah. Look at that.
Am I getting them confused? No, I'm pretty sure DC did too.
This guy says the boss will have my head, but gee, light flaky crust, real fruit filling. You got a deal, web slinger. So he left the mob for a fruit pie, which is wonderful. No, here's Superman saving the Earth and giving the Martians a bunch of Hostess ding dongs.
Oh.
Here is Batman punching people and then passing out fruit pies.
Oh, here's one. Hold on.
There's the Hulk.
Oh, Batman's on a pirate ship. I got to read this one real quick.
Batman's on a pirate ship. Sure.
So I will read this. It's Batman and the Corsair of Crime. Is that Corsair?
Sure.
Corsair?
Corsair. Yeah. Corsair is it's some kind of pirate thing. It's a pirate phrase.
Okay.
Yeah.
It says that Batman has a practical foe, Captain Stingray.
Captain Stingray, sure.
Or Stingray. I don't know. I can't read it. The Corsair of Crime is holding Commissioner Gordon and Chief O'Hara as hostages. And Batman says, right, Robin. He's demanding that Gotham City turn over the super cruise liner.
The super cruise liner. Hey, a Corsair is a privateer or pirate. So it's just another name for pirate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So he's just the pirate of crime.
Oh, it was a French Corsair.
Oh, he's a French pirate.
Yeah. French pirate.
Essentially, basically,
his kisses are the best.
His plan goes awry, and he gets captured by the pirates. But Robin,
sure.
Oh, hold on. I'm going to take special measures. So Batman's plan goes wrong, and the pirates capture him.
Sure, they do.
And Robin says he's going to take special measures to get Batman out of this. And you know what Robin does? One of the pirates goes, hey, look, Hostess fruit pies, apple, cherry, peach. And another one says, keep your eyes on Batman, fool. Another one says, I'd rather get my hands on the light, tender, flaky crust. Delicious, real fruit filling. Lord. Batman says, thanks, Robin. And then they basically capture them all because they were distracted by Robin dropping fruit pies.
I didn't realize how many of these there were. There are a lot of these.
Yeah.
Here's a Captain Marvel when he was a guy. When did that change?
When Captain Marvel was a guy?
Yeah. I mean,
there was Carol Danvers 70s, I think, maybe.
Huh. Well,
early 70s?
This one he's fighting Neuron.
I think that character, I don't know a lot, and I could be wrong, but I think that character dies off. And Carol is the next person to kind of take up the...
Probably because he kept eating these ding-dongs. Neuron, you'll never be successful when you try to come between a kid and his Hostess cupcakes. Neuron. Wow, here's Hawkman selling some pies.
You can see him in the latest DC blockbuster. No, yeah, that is Hawkman, isn't it? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's in it.
Not Shazam, and Black Adam.
The golden statue of a raven certainly adds class to Ravenswood Square. What the?
They're not real well read.
Hawkman is terrible. Like, was he ever good?
I mean,
like in the comics, was it ever like a good thing?
Never read any Hawkman.
Really?
Yeah.
Only real exposure I have to Hawkman would be like the stuff that was done on the Comedy Central, the Adult Swim stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. This lady, she's trying to.
Oh no, isn't that Birdman? Or
maybe it is Birdman. This lady's trying to steal the golden statue from wherever Hawkman lives, Ravenswood Square, and he distracts her with pies. And she says, those Hostess fruit pies were so good, they took my mind off my birds and my hands off the statue.
Man, gotta love those Hostess fruit pies.
Took my mind off my birds.
Oh, you know what?
I was just thinking about my birds. You missed a real gold out of a story clock.
Today's show has been presented by Hostess fruit pies.
Hostess fruit pies. What's in them? Don't care.
Peach, cherry, and apple.
Apple's the only one, right?
I don't know. They had peach. Oh,
no,
are you saying still?
I'm saying like, yeah, don't you, do you like any of the other ones?
Okay, here's how it went. So we don't really have Hostess, like not all the gas stations had Hostess pies.
Right.
But back in the day, they all had Mrs. Barrett's pies.
Yeah.
And my dad worked at Mrs. Barrett's too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, dude.
Did
everybody.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. But we would have snack days in elementary school.
Yeah.
And everybody loved it when it was
snack
like my
day.
week because they're like, oh, he's going to bring Mrs.
Yeah, Mrs. Baird's.
But so there, it was always, I loved the cherry ones. Cherry's my favorite. And then it was apple. And those were the two I ate.
I can't do a cherry pie. I don't like cherry.
I love cherries. So if there was a peach one, though, I love it. Really? I love peach. Yep.
Here is Rom the Space Knight in Pie Hounds of the Dark Nebula.
Oh, not Rom.
Pie Hounds.
We'll probably talk about Rom at some point in time, too.
So, have I ever told you I had a Rom action figure?
No, you did?
It was like one of the big 12-inch things. Yeah, I had one of those. Oh. He would fight Darth Vader and the $6 Million Man.
Nice.
Because they were all the 12-inch figures.
Nice. Know? I had action figures like
this
that, too.
This is back when they were all carved out of wood.
Oh, no. Mine were the plastic ones. Some of them weren't movable. Some of them were. No, we get that you're old, Mike. So
let the light eyes of Starshine proclaim Hostess the greatest space snack of them all.
All right, I think we're done.
Sorry. Anyway, you were saying plastic what?
Oh, I had some like plastic action figures. Some you could move and some wouldn't.
Most of the 12-inchers, the arms weren't.
See, I had one that was arms. I had two. So okay. So I had a lot of like Batman the Animated Series.
Yeah.
Some Ninja Turtles, and then wrestlers. Those were the three things I had.
Did you have the wrestler pillows?
No, that was a little bit right before my time. You're talking about the what were the Wrestle Buddies?
Yeah, Wrestle Buddies. There you go.
No, I didn't, but it was a little bit right before my time.
That's too bad.
I know, but what I did have was 12-inch, and they were made out of like rubber. Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking
But
about.
those weren't movable.
Yeah. Mayor, that giant frog has cut off our Twinkies supply.
Somebody catch that frog.
Look at this giant frog. He's taking off all.
What is that from?
I don't even know. I just know it's Hostess comic. This amazes me that there are so many Hostess comic book ads. This is crazy that there are so many. Like literally, look at this. I mean, it's just page after page after page after page of Hostess comic book ads. That is nuts. I did not even know that.
Yep.
The Penguin. Why is the Penguin hawking pies?
That's the thing, is none of
it makes any sense.
That's kind of to me, the weirdness of like the whole, I say that, I mean, some of those, that's in the 80s. So I was going to say some of it fits in like the Silver Age kind of, but it's not really like the 60s. And
this is why I hate Green Lantern, because of all that crap. Like there's so many of them. This is a guy that's a gorilla, and he's not even, but he's kind of a Green Lantern guy or whatever. I don't even know who this guy is. No,
Guy Gardner's fighting the gorilla people.
Who is Guy Gardner?
He was one of the Green Lanterns. He was the Green Lantern in the 90s, I think. Or no, was that Kyle Rayner?
I don't know.
It's either Kyle Rayner or Guy Gardner.
Okay, so let's settle this once and for all.
Okay.
Hostess fruit pie, or / Mrs. Baird's.
Because
they're all kind of the same, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
true.
Those two were about the same.
Yeah.
Mrs. Baird's I thought were better.
I did too.
Because they're greasier.
I never thought they were.
Well, I'm saying that they're not your typical I'm talking about like the stuff on the outside is kind of greasy. It's got a anyway.
But it didn't leave like a.
No. Well, if you were to leave that like on your table,
it would like it would turn into like an icing.
It would eat through.
It was like an icing shield around it.
Yeah. So you got the Hostess / Mrs. Baird's fruit pie.
Mm-hmm.
You have the foil wrapped ding dong.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they were wrapped in foil?
No.
Yep, they were wrapped in foil originally. You have a Twinkie, right?
Okay.
Or you have a Little Debbie's zebra cake. Yeah. What are you going to do there? Because the zebra cake was the most popular one.
Here's the thing. This might shock you. I would have easily gone with the fruit pie over everything.
Sure.
Until you mentioned Little Debbie.
Yep.
And anything Little Debbie wins out.
Yep. Those strawberry shortcake roll-up things.
See, I don't even like those, but I would take that over some of the others because I just know that it's solid product.
You know what's also good? Strawberry shortcake ice cream bar.
Dude, the oatmeal pies are great.
Isn't that weird that you would take an
brownies.
oatmeal, anything made out of oatmeal?
Well,
over.
Let's be honest though, it's oatmeal, but it's got like 46 grams of sugar in it.
Sure. Well, it's what makes oatmeal great.
Yeah. Or at least those.
My wife's always like, "Oh, I'm gonna eat some oatmeal for breakfast." I'm like, "What? Why are you eating glop? What is? I don't. That's gross."
The brownies.
Never liked oatmeal really. I mean, it's
Oh,
fine.
like in
it's
oatmeal.
fine,
I don't like. Yeah, I'm the same way. It's okay. Take it or leave it.
That.
I would actually.
If there's an egg anywhere near me, I'll take the egg.
I would prefer. I prefer malto meal or like grits or cream of wheat.
I like cream of wheat. So cream of wheat / grits and some crispy bacon, and you kind of dip the bacon into the grits and stuff.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
What my grandma would do is, and I'm noticing, this is my other grandma, but I'm noticing both
Welcome
my
to our
grandparents.
foodcast.
Yeah, I'm noticing both my grandparents added extra sugar to my food as a kid.
Oh sure,
like that was a thing back then.
Oh yeah.
But so one grandma would make me malto meal, and she would put sugar in it.
Sure.
Because I would want it, you know, my porridge to be sweet.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, that's kind of what it.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah.
And then the other one, my grandpa, he would only have they only had their cereal, so he'd have like Raisin Bran and regular Cheerios, and sometimes they'd have like one cereal if they knew they'd have us for all they get.
Sure.
But if it was a regular Cheerio, he'd pour it in there, and he'd come over with the salt dispenser and pour some sugar in the.
Oh yeah, sure.
Drinking that sweet milk.
Oh yeah, man. I would have cereal. And the first bowl of cereal was not the best bowl of cereal. The second bowl of cereal with the same milk is the best.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. What was your go-to? What's your go-to cereal?
I love them all.
Like, I'm not talking about today, but like what was your really?
Everything.
It was always Apple Jacks for me. Apple Jacks was the one.
I ate a lot of Reese's as a kid.
See, I was never...
See, I still do that now. Dude, you should. It is so good. Peanut butter and chocolate.
I'm not a peanut butter guy, really.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I love.
it's fine.
I love peanut butter.
But.
So, aside from that.
George Carver can.
You want to know what's a weird one? Don't you dare.
Wasn't it George Carver?
George Washington Carver.
George Washington Carver.
Don't you dare besmirch that man. He created the greatest food product known to man.
Him and his steam shovel or whatever he made. Didn't he make a steam shovel or something? Or a steam engine also?
I think he made something else.
He made a peanut and a steam shovel.
Kind of like Eli Whitney then too.
Oh, wait. Maybe that's who I'm thinking of.
Yeah. No, Eli Whitney did the cotton gin. Yeah. But he also did what's the parts? They teach you about the interusable parts or whatever. The assembly lines essentially was him and stuff too.
All right. I don't know about that.
Last cereal, and then I guess we'll just close it
we'll wrap it up after this, sure.
Now, oddly enough, I did like Fruity Pebbles.
They get soggy so quick.
Oh yeah, you got to eat them quick.
Yeah,
but they're so good.
Yeah.
And then they make Fruity Pebbles with marshmallows, which is even better.
Yeah.
Golden Grams. That's one I love.
Golden Grams. Yeah. Wow. Well, that was the bear, right? Wasn't there a bear on that?
No, that was Smacks.
Smacks was a frog.
Oh, Smacks is a frog. No, it's Golden Crisp was one of the bears. I don't think there was a bear on Golden Grams, was there?
Get your hands off my Golden Crisp or something. Isn't that a thing?
See, that's before. It's kind of like, maybe. It's kind of like I only know Cookie Crisp as like the Cops and Burglar.
Oh,
from
really?
On.
You don't know?
I don't remember the Wizard. I don't remember the Wizard. Like I've seen it.
I remember the Wizard.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Yeah, it used to be a real adventure, like going down the cereal aisle.
Well, and you know what else I miss too more than anything is what I would do as a kid is I would also pick the cereal that had the coolest prizes too.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
And I miss that.
Do they even have prizes anymore?
No, they don't do it anymore.
They don't, huh?
Because
that sucks.
Here's what's funny is they take prizes out of it because it's like, oh, it entices kids to be obese. And then yet somehow we still wind up fatter.
Well, not only that, it's not like they took Tony the Tiger off of Frosted Flakes.
Yeah, they just took
still got a cartoon tiger on it.
And it's not like their marketing, even in the ads, isn't all targeted towards children. It's the toy.
Yeah.
All right, well, we'll close on that. As always, thank you.
Screw you, Kellogg's.
Well, unless you want to sponsor us, and then...
Hey, welcome, Kellogg's.
Yeah. Or Post, or General Mills.
Yeah.
Hey, we will show whatever cereal you want us to, as long as it's not healthy.
Oh, heck yeah.
We want it to be.
You know what I eat now is I will just eat
grape nuts.
Well, I used to like grape nuts.
My dad loved grape
nuts. I love
nuts.
how they sink to the bottom.
I've eaten them here.
Can't see
when
them.
here when the soggy not okay.
Excuse me.
I used to as a kid because my dad would get them sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, and that's all we had.
Yeah.
I would let it, and you let it sit a bit. I don't want it to get like soggy, but
there's a point.
It's like a bite, and it just kind of like
where it doesn't break your teeth.
No,
but it's not quite
soft
soggy.
enough. Yes,
Yeah.
And that's the perfect.
It's al dente. Al dente grape nuts.
Al dente grape.
So yeah, I'm sorry. One more thing.
No, go ahead.
My grandfather, he would. I don't know if you even know about these, but you know what are the not shredded wheat, but the
Chinese finger traps.
They came.
It looks like you're doing the little finger thing.
Oh yeah. They were like bricks of
coffee
cereal.
Folgers? Bricks of cereal.
Yeah, they were. Oh shit, what were they called?
Do they still make the bricks of coffee?
Oh, yeah, sure they do. Yeah, coffee bricks.
Okay, you know what I'm talking about,
a good
right?
Coffee brick, yeah.
How it's like the shrink wrapped aluminum thing around it was hard as a rock. Like you could probably build houses out of it.
The coffee?
Yeah, the Folgers bricks were so rock hard.
Yeah. But then you open it and the stuff lets out.
It does, yeah. But I mean, before
it's like me taking off my pants at night.
You open it and the stuff lets out.
Everything just pops out.
Oh,
what were those things
Tell
called?
us about these cereal bricks.
Yeah, the cereal shredded. It was like shredded wheat. But oh damn it, what were they called? They were okay. So
I remember that shredded wheat. It used to be obviously like bigger ones too.
Yeah, that's what it was. So like shredded wheat now, when you get it, are the little
you get
the
it's
squares,
the mini shredded
right?
wheat.
Yeah, they used to come in these
the bigger
big ones, and that's all it was. He would just put that one big one in his bowl and pour some milk over it. I was like, what the hell is that thing? And then you'd like break it up with a big spoon and eat it.
Like the middle image
So
of it's
weird.
just weird. Like it took them way too long to figure out that bite-sized pieces of that were the way to go.
It's like, here, just take the whole thing. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Whatever.
Then they were like, oh, people don't want it because they have to cut it up. And by the time they get to it, it's all soggy and mushy.
Use a knife and a fork for your cereal.
So then they're like, oh, we'll cut it into bit-sized pieces. Yeah. Well, now people don't like it because they realize that it's just fiber. Throw some frosting on it.
Those are rough, man. Shredded wheat is rough.
I love the frosted. No, I like the frosted shredded mini.
Sure you do, because they're sweet. I mean,
blame my grandparents. Already told you where it came from.
I'm sorry. I keep going. Wheaties?
I don't like Wheaties.
Those are gross, right?
It has to be sweet. It's not a good cereal if it's not sweet.
Weren't Wheaties just gross?
Yes.
I mean, you made dough bait out of them. You didn't eat them as cereal.
Dough bait?
My dad would make dough bait out of Wheaties.
Really?
Yeah. I can still remember that smell. You know what I'm talking about, right? Dough bait?
Yeah.
Catch catfish and stuff with? Yeah. Oh, yeah. He'd get the Wheaties and making a big chunk of dough bait out of it and then leave it in his truck for like 6 months. Yeah.
That truck had to smell nice.
Oh, that truck stunk. That truck was bad.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, I think the more
He'd
we
leave
found
all
out
his fish and shit in the truck, right? Yeah. And so the truck just smelled like
fish,
an old fish.
Oh,
like it wasn't a spoiled fish; it was an old fish. You know,
like it had a little bit left in life. Like it was just an old fish,
vintage fish.
Oh man! All right, we'll close it out. The last thing we decided was that if it doesn't have sugar in it, it's not a good cereal.
That's exactly right. And I'm sorry. Because there are Frosted Flakes, there are also just flakes.
That is true. That's what Wheaties are, just flakes.
But it's not the same.
I know, but isn't it different? Isn't it? Well, still just like Kellogg's Corn Flakes.
One of them's made out of bran. One of them's made out of corn.
You know why Corn Flakes were invented, right?
Yeah, for masturbation.
Well, so kids wouldn't do it.
Sure. Yeah. That seems like logical right there. You know,
they thought like what? Like, hey, you got
kids,
the urge.
Don't touch yourself.
Go eat
these cornflakes.
Eat these bland ass flakes of corn.
They're not sweet. They're not savory. They're just corn.
You're not going to enjoy eating them.
You're not going to love it.
You're going to wonder, why am I doing this?
You remember that feeling?
And you getting lost in that will then take away the urge.
Do you remember that feeling you get when you masturbate 7 times in a row? Forget that. Eat some cornflakes.
Oh, this went way off the end.
Hey, I got to ask you one more thing, okay? And then this is completely it. I promise.
right.
Did your wife find
That's what I was about to say. I think this is what we close out with.
Did she find it?
No, she hasn't yet. So I think what we do is we just keep leaving.
Sure.
And I'm going to number them too. Like I'll say at the beginning, hey, this is so-and-so. So by the time she tells me, she will be embarrassed enough to be like, hey.
Oh, it's wonderful.
I heard number 57.
I heard number 57.
This will be obviously.
This is number 2.
This is not subliminal message, but just Easter egg number 2.
Easter egg number 2. Yep. This is for Zach's wife.
She obviously has not listened to our episode because she has not talked about the Easter egg. Should we do the Easter egg earlier, maybe?
Masturbatory cornflakes. I think is the phrase you got to. That's the phrase that
that's
pays
the phrase
this week.
Is masturbatory cornflakes. Or just MC. Because I assume masturbatory is one word. It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. I'm closing it out. I don't know where to go from here.
If you were abbreviating masturbatory,
it would MB.
Is it just MB?
I would think so. Because the second emphasis is on the
Batory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's like how I view words.
Hey.
Like where would the second, if you shortened rogue,
Jimmy,
it would be RG.
Get out of the bathroom, Jimmy. Stop Batorian yourself.
Come eat some cornflakes.
Come eat some cornflakes, you little sleazeball.
All right. As always, thanks, guys.
Hey, that was a good episode, man.
I enjoyed it. We had fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
That's all that matters. We had fun.
Yeah, screw Aquaman.
Yeah. Well, but he's still cooler than Namor.
What's the thing you want your wife to say? Is it masturbatory cornflakes?
You came up with that. So yeah, that's what we'll go with.
All right. NBC.
NBCs.
Yep. All right. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media podcast.